Okay, so thank you for that message. and we do deserve it. I actually almost didn't even want to have a session because I sort of knew that I haven't actually done my best. And it's really hard to describe to you guys why we don't do our best, because we actually have the intention on the inside to do it. And then almost life happens, and then the relationships go funny, and then it looks like everyone outside in the outside world has gone crazy. Everyone, except then you realize, well, that's a bit weird if every single person you're seeing you think is crazy. And also what I've noticed, it looks like everyone's mirroring. People are saying things to me that I'm thinking they're doing themselves. And people are, when I'm thinking I'm making progress, they're holding me to an older part of myself which seems to reactivate that part. But anyway, so let's more rather get back to the constructive side. You were saying let's work out a little program. So would you have some kind of a session with your whole family and saying to them you want to work on yourself? Can they just list all the words?
I think that's a brilliant idea. The fact that you guys come up with weird and wonderful stuff of relating to each other is brilliant. So I think what you've just suggested is a brilliant idea. Some people do it in a strange way, but I think if you have the right intention, some people in the world that are having forced interventions and things, which is a different way of doing it. I think if what you said is, if you come from the self, instead of going to someone saying, hey, listen, there's something wrong with you, we're going to have to tell you what's wrong with you. If you come from a space of saying, I need to change some stuff about me, how about everyone types up an anonymous list of stuff, fold it up, put it in a box, and at the end of the night you can go through it, and no one knows who wrote what. So you get typed sheets, and it can just be words or sentences or whatever, and keep it anonymous so it doesn't really matter who said it. And obviously you don't want to try and go and figure out, because what's the purpose of seeing, okay, this person now thought maybe I'm being utterly selfish, and now I'm going to go, oh, you think I'm utterly selfish. If you really want to get rid of that quality, listen with loving ears, listen with a loving being to say, this is how people are perceiving me. The layers that I'm projecting might not match how I'm feeling inside, but yet they are arriving at the people. Your intentions can be pure in here, but you are sending these vibrations out, and you're sending out these layers of you. And if someone's coming across a layer that's really abrasive, and you think, there's nothing wrong with that layer is absolutely fine, and you keep sending that layer up, but the reaction to your layer is a negative reaction, surely that layer doesn't serve you. Surely there's a better way of being than that. But again, we get back to that stubbornness. There's nothing wrong with me. It's you. You are the one who's doing these things. You make me react. It's because of you that I'm like this. Had you not done that, I wouldn't be here. So again, you're going from the external world. My environment externally is affecting who I am. What you want is it's supposed to alert your purpose. Your purpose is to grow, to expand, to create more awareness, to change, to have a wonderful experience. But if you continuously blame it on your external environment, it's out of control.
And there's no responsibility. It's almost like this victim and lack of responsibility.
And it's a lot easier to just put your hands up and say, it's the world. I'm okay. You're not. But if you come from a space of really wanting to change something about yourself, I would put on really loving ears and eyes and everything. Gear your whole being to being receptive, being like a beautiful, fertile soil where those words can go in and they can change and transform ways of being, so you grow what you want to grow into. But if you're resistant to hearing things about you, and it's going to trigger the anger and resentment, then you're just running your old patterns again. You're not going to grow out of, you will repeat that until you learn a different way of doing it. If you want to keep repeating that stubborn, stuck, you're the problem, I'm not really the problem, I don't really see what I'm doing wrong here, I'm doing all my stuff, I'm the one running around on the beach and eating goji berries, and you're still eating hamburgers. There's judgment immediately. And when you start continuously focusing on everyone else's drama, you're not actually involved in your own story. You're not creating your own book.
It's a distraction for not looking at yourself.
Yes. So, and you need to start weaving your spirituality in your day-to-day life. It's not going to change. Your day-to-day life is not going to suddenly, you're not going to end up, well, some of you will, but not all of you have the capacity to go and end up on some island just eating fish and being spiritual, you know. Most of you need to earn a living, have got families, have got commitments and things that you need to do. So this is it. If you're going to expect continuously that something better is going to come along, you're disillusioned. You are creating your experience. You are creating your experience. You create how you feel. You create where you go. You create how you treat people. So if your world is looking pretty shitty right now, maybe you should look at the person. And then you go, okay, I'm not being great right now. I'm not being my best version. That's okay. Breathe. What can I do? I can be more loving. It's one thing you can all do. But what does that mean? Treat each other differently. The words you use, the way you treat each other, respect, things that you understanding, compassion, the qualities that you're already going like, I want to be spiritual and awakened, but I'm not going to be kind. I'm not going to be considerate. I'm just going to be like a little bit self-obsessed.
Or authentic. I'm just going to be really authentic.
Yes, I'm going to be really honest, but I'm going to just like bash everyone with my honesty baton. Awesome. That's not being awakened. That's not being loving. That's not being connected. That's not being spiritual. Hence, you will keep repeating that pattern. And it actually is this way around for you guys. This is how it needs to be more. Coming from here, setting out feeling the vibration, the intention, and then letting that filter into your external environment. You're working the other way around. You're working the people in my environment. You're still getting very stuck on, if someone's in a bad mood, if someone's in a bad space, it directly affects you. It's very, very challenging lesson. It's a very high up lesson. It's an advanced lesson. But if you get it, wow, your world will completely and utterly change. Stop taking things so personally. That person's going through their thing. Be supportive. Be kind. Be considerate. Because when you go through your stuff, surely you don't want that person continuously hammering on at you for not being good enough, fast enough, going through your process well enough.
And when we get sensitive, we tend to lash out and attack the people around us that we care about the most.
You're like a wounded animal.
Yeah.
And so now someone's wanting to fix that little foot of yours.
And you're like,
so you've got to ask yourself, at what point are you going to realize that you are creating this experience? All of it. And it's a big thought. You need to go and process that.
Okay. And so from a practical perspective, we can, if we are feeling like really taking the bull by the horns, get our people that care about us and know us involved, write down the words of the areas maybe that other people find hurtful, and then look in ourselves and really try and give kindness in ourselves to those areas within ourselves. And if it doesn't work, then go for a run on the beach and come back.
You've got to mix all this stuff. So you've started learning that there's a lot of stuff that's going for you. So remember, you're a very complicated being. So you've got complexities, you've got mind, you've got physical body, you've got senses. So you've got all of these things to help you in the process, but they've become almost like they're hampering you in what you need to do.
Crutches.
Yes, your body's designed to free the tension within the physical body. So yes, all the things that make you feel good, exercising, running, and it also allows the mind to go in a different state for a while. The mind is to navigate. It's your navigation system. It's your operating system for your being. But if you continue to just run everything from your operating system, you're missing out on the softness and the gentleness and the physicality of life. You'll get stuck in a very linear world where it's just right, wrong, this way, that way, noughts and zeros. Very rigid world. The body isn't rigid. The body is soft. The body is flexible. And so learn from your thing, moving. You've got to move. You're not moving, you become stagnant, and then you say, oh, but I'm feeling so bad, I'm not going to go and walk today, I'm not going to go to the gym, I'm not going to go and take my kid out and play, I don't feel like it. Well, if you don't feel like it, then don't expect a different result. Then be happy with the result that you're going to be getting. You know about health and nutrition. We're not going to go and cover that one again.
So movement is an interesting one, because a lot of people don't like walking or jogging. And so there must be other ways of movement that we
Of course
can
there is.
explore.
Why don't you combine things with movement? All people on the planet like dancing. All of you. All of you. It's the funniest thing to observe dancing. It's fascinating. It's the funniest. It's like the cutest human joke ever. Put some music on and look at the move. And each one's got their own little flavor and moves, and it's extraordinary. And
Where does that come from, dancing?
it's the body taking over, so it's doing its own thing. It's the mind going, whoa, what's going on here? And then the mind wants to get involved about, no, we don't dance like that, we dance like that. Oh no, someone's going to check you out, don't dance like, oh, what are you doing? And the body's just like, wow, this is awesome. And it's doing its own little thing, and it's like feeling good. And the mind is just completely and utterly embarrassed, looking like, what's going on here? You could just let him do his thing. At some point it's going to stop. It's your body. It's your body being your body. It just wants to do something. And when it can engage its senses and it's listening and it's feeling vibration, it gets happy. You also get music that makes you feel the other way. But I'm talking about some of you've got really cool stuff, vibrations and drumming or flute. It doesn't even, there's such a spectrum. You've created such a beautiful sensory world with talents and music, and there's so many different styles. You've got such a choice. How can you not just put a song on and dance to it? Why are you not moving anymore? You're all like, no, it's not cool. That's my hips, my knees. The moment you get up, your hips and knees are going to change because your body's going to be like, yay, I like this song. And turn it up and start moving. You're so embarrassed. If you hear a nice song in a shop or anywhere, you wouldn't move because the head goes, are you mad? Look at what these people are going to think. They think you're crazy. Imagine you could just move. Just feel it for a moment. Have a little, let your body just get a bit of exhilaration. You're so stuck. Yeah, it's hard to. People get stuck in a way of being and they're not free. But then they're constantly saying, oh, I want to be free. But you're not prepared to be free.
Move. So that's quite a lot of practical steps we can do.
You've got to become more practical. If you enjoy your mind world, then stay there. But let me tell you, I think your mind world has got a lot of suffering, and you're struggling with coping with when the mind goes on its own. It can go. Because you've created so much stuff. You can go and explore anything. Now you've created this form of connecting and relating and snooping and posting and Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all your things are just like, but you're away from actually moving and getting
And it doesn't make me feel good, it makes me feel horrible.
You get sucked in and you sit there and and another 5 hours goes past. Watching stuff. We can just sit back and watch our own TV.
It must be a bit boring watching that.
Yes, we'd rather watch you dance.